I'm going to make it extremely easy for you to choose your niche using one simple diagram and one simple analogy. Let's jump right into the diagram. We have a circle with a heart in it. This represents something that you love at least enough to do for at least 90 days. Any less than that, and you're just going to quit. You're not going to get enough experience to actually see any good results from it. And also, it's not going to be enough time for you to develop this into a habit. And obviously, that just means that you're going to quit. And if you quit, obviously, it's not going to work out. Number two, we have a circle with a money sign in it. This just means that it's going to be a field that actually has money in it, right? Let's say you're trying to make an AI agent for like crocheting or something like that. Yeah, actually, there's a lot of money in that, which is really interesting, but that might not be as something as big as something like real estate, for example, right? And so this is something to take into account when you're thinking about your niche. Finally, we have a circle with a thumbs up in it. This represents your unfair advantage. Are you good at it? Do you have some experience doing it? Do you have a network? Do you know people who are in this industry? And the goal here is to find a balance between the three, between what we love doing, between how much money it's able to make us, and three, how good we are at it. What is our unfair advantage? And the analogy I would like to make to this is like playing a sport. Let's say back in high school, you probably played a sport, right? Whether it be something like basketball, tennis, volleyball, track and field, whatever it might be. You probably did something, and you probably did it because you liked it, right? You probably played basketball because you liked it more than something else, or you probably played tennis because you liked it more than volleyball, whatever it might be, right? And then over here, you were probably good at it because you've done it for a year or two. You have more experience than the average person. And finally, it probably didn't make you money, but the point is there's a lot of demand in it because people probably went to go see your tennis games. They probably went to see your basketball games, things like that. And so this is how you guarantee that you're choosing something that you love, you're choosing something that you like doing, and you're choosing something that there's demand for it. And the reason why I chose sport is because starting an online business or actually doing anything is like playing a sport, right? You want to pick something that you like doing, that you're good at, and there's demand for. And not only that, when you're playing a sport, it doesn't feel like work, right? Because the only thing that you're thinking about really when you're playing a sport is how do I win? How do I play better? How do I get better? How do I have better teamwork, right? And when you're thinking about all these higher level goals, it doesn't feel like work anymore, right? It feels like a lot of fun, and it feels like you're having a huge sense of accomplishment. And this is a really easy life hack for you to basically make it easy for you to do the hard work. Because when you really look at it, when you're playing a sport like football or basketball, it's extremely hard work. And the exercise that you're getting from it, you're probably losing like 500 calories just by playing a game, right? And if you think about how much you're running around, how much you're basically throwing stuff around or like, tackling people, it's a lot of hard work that's at the base, right? But when you're not really thinking about that, you're thinking about the scorecard, right? How can I make more money? How can I score more? How can I make the fans cheer harder, right? And so this is the same thing with online business. You need to pick something where the accomplishment is going to basically shadow all of the hard work behind it, right? Nobody wants to just be writing code all day. Nobody wants to just be, writing assistant prompts all day, right? The goal is to basically increase your network, increase your skills, increase your financial freedom, things like that, right? And so obviously, um, I want you to think about starting an online business, like choosing a sport that you love. Hopefully it's something that you've done in the past. Hopefully it's something that you love doing and it'll make you money. So let's just jump right into the different ones that I think that are the best, and hopefully we'll be able to find something that works for you as well. So number one, the one that I like the most is going to be home services, and this is going to be things like HVAC, roofing, solar, pest control, water treatment. There's a ton, right? But the reason why I like this so much is the people who work in this, they're usually really down to earth, right? They're hardworking blue collar people that you can just talk to them, and they're gonna treat you well. Okay. And then also, not only that is you probably have some experience with home service, right? If you're unless you're living under a rock, you probably cut your lawn, right? You probably, mowed, cleaned your carpet, whatever it might be, right? And so you have experience with people who work in home services, and this is going to give you at least some, advantage in to be able to talk to these people. And this is usually the easiest starting point. Okay. And after that, number two, I would like to recommend real estate agents. Now, why do I do that? Now, the thing is, most people, if you're above the age of 25, you're probably, trying to look for a house and things like that. You probably know a real estate agent, or maybe somebody in your family is a real estate agent. So this is going to be a really easy way for you to basically land your first client. And obviously, your goal is to basically land your first client because that's going to give you the startup capital in order to basically scale all of your outreach in order to get your second, third, fourth, and fifth whatsoever, right? And so real estate agents are very good because usually they work by themselves or maybe they work under a realtor. And it'd be really good if you can even contact that realtor and then sell to that realtor because then they're probably working with like 10 real estate agents. And all of a sudden you have one client that's giving you 10 clients, which is probably enough for you to literally replace your 9 to 5 with. So, anyways, I kind of went off a tangent there, but real estate agents are very, very good. And third, I just put other here, but this is also very, very good. I don't want to make it seem like you have to choose one of these two. Literally, this is just as good as these, or this is just what I found personally to be what I enjoy working with the most. And obviously, it just comes back to going to the diagram that I showed you earlier, just choosing what you like and what you're good at. Okay. So here, this is basically other solopreneurs like hairstylists, insurance agents, lawyers, and etc. Right. And one thing that you probably notice is that here we're targeting typically smaller companies or even solopreneurs, and there's a reason for that because if we're targeting larger corporations, there's a lower chance that they're going to want to work with a solo agency owner because they're probably going to be working with large corporations, and those larger corporations are literally spending millions of dollars targeting these corporations. And so it's much better for you to target a smaller kind of entity. And that's going to allow you to have a higher chance of closing them. And also that's going to give you more iterations. And iterations just basically means like repetitions. Like when you're doing an exercise, right? If you're doing 8 repetitions, you're going to get 8 times of the practice, right? As opposed to when you're just doing one really heavy rep, then you're not going to get any practice, right? Maybe your form is not going to be very good, right? And so the same thing with this is we're just trying to find our first client so that we can get the practice of how do we build agents? How do we customize agents? How do we use Anyden and Vapi and things like that? How do we deliver a good client experience? That's the only way that we're going to get the repetitions that we need in order to get better at what we do, to find a second, third, fourth client, and basically, build this into something that's sustainable and that's going to last for a career. So real quick, I just want to jump right in and go ahead and show you the niches that I would recommend that you do right now. And a really good reason for that is because this is your unfair advantage, right? So in my school community, I literally have a course. Just go to the classroom and click on AI voice agents for every niche. And here you can see all of the different niches that I've made an AI voice agent for already. So things like real estate, dental, restaurant, med spa, HVAC, law, all of these different stuff. Just choose one, and all you need to do is basically go in and then click on the post, and then go ahead and download all those files, and you can get started right away. And in my next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do warm and cold outreach to not only find your first client, but also scale it up in order to find 5, 10, 20, whatever your goal might be. So make sure to hit the subscribe and like button, and I'll see you in the next video.